Good morning, East Bay. Today is April 5th, 2020. Our message from today, taken from the Science of Mind magazine, is open a new door. We keep moving forward, opening new doors and doing new things because we're curious, and curiosity keeps leading us down new paths. If you're traveling around Atlanta and come across a tiny door in a public setting, you're likely seeing the art of Karen Anderson Singer. These whimsical 7-inch doors with a unique display in each location are designed to spark the curiosity of passerby. When asked why she chose doors as the focal point of her art, Singer replies, "Doors are a really great way to quickly access imagination." As of this writing, she has installed 19 doors around Atlanta, each one different as well as symbolic of the neighborhood in which they're placed. One door is located in the hollow of a tree in a park. A tour of the doors is on her website at tinydoorsatl.com. Singer's doors are gentle reminders of the potentiality that we face each day. What's behind that door? What's next for me? Which door should I choose? Life is a series of choices, and we tap into our own innate wisdom when faced with options. Today's meditation is I choose to open a new door and embrace the opportunities. I choose to open a new door and embrace the opportunities. The doors that you face today will lead to new adventures and new people. Celebrate your willingness to open a new door and step into a future that is calling you forward. Our affirmation for April 5th. I choose to open a new door and embrace the opportunities. Thank you. Healing Spirit, sweet Spirit, take over this place. For I know that right here and right now, in this very room, in this place, there is God. For God is the all in all. There is no disconnect or separation from the perfect life, which is God. It is in each and every one of us, connecting us all. So I bless this place. I bless this place of healing. I bless this place of consciousness. I bless this place of love that I call the EASTBAY Church of Religious Science. I know that our hearts are open, our minds and our bodies are available in service to be used. Our consciousness, our ministries, our music. Sweet Spirit, bless our beloved speaker today, Reverend Dereca Blackmon. I know that the words of her head and her heart are those of wisdom, are those of wealth. I bless our board of trustees as they continue to guide us and to lead us, to carry us and to uplift us into the next door, the next part of life. I bless our practitioners, our praying hands, knowing that they are available right now in this very room, on this very media, to pray for you, to love you, to hold you. And I give thanks for all of our members. I give thanks for all of our volunteers that allow us to be here, to be the center of love. I am thankful, I am grateful, and I allow this word to be so, and so it is.
Healing Spirit, healing Spirit, take over this place, take over this place. Healing Spirit, healing Spirit, oh, take over, oh, take over, take over this place. Healing Spirit, oh, healing Spirit, oh, take over this place, take over the world, take over this place. Oh, come on and heal, heal our fears, take over this place, take over this place. Heal our worries, heal our bodies. Oh, healing Spirit, take over this place. Oh, take over, take over this place. Take over this place. Take over, take over this place. Take over this place. Take over this place. Take over this place. Healing Spirit, healing Spirit, take over this place. 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 Take over this place.
Yes, take over this space. Good morning, EASTBAY. My name is Ona Afre, and I am a licensed practitioner with the EASTBAY Church of Religious Science. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. I want to just start off by saying that we have our practitioners available and ready to pray for you. They are on the line. You can also reach them by calling the church at 510-420-1003. We're going to jump right into our service because I am so excited by today's speaker, so we want to just get to that as soon as possible. So we are going to go ahead and recite our Declaration of Principles. On this day, we are only going to do the last 5 stanzas. So we're going to start with stanza number 8. That stanza starts off with, "We believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, and that we are surrounded by this creative mind, which receives the direct impress of our thought and acts upon it. We believe in the healing of the sick through the power of this mind. We believe in the control of conditions through the power of this mind. We believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. We believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny, for we understand that the life of all is God, and so it is." This morning, it is my divine pleasure to present our own sister. I'm going to read an intro because I don't want to get off course, but I'm just so grateful that she chose this time to come home to us, to be here with us and support us. Reverend Dereca Blackmon, or the Reverend, as she likes to be called, is a spiritual activist and a passionate and devoted agent for change. Her work breaks through the barriers of fear and judgment to help people make deep connections across their differences. For over 30 years, she has brought her unique brand of Stanford intellect, Detroit flavor, and the heart of Oakland to minister to people and communities in need of healing and empowerment. This sister, our sister, is home today to share from her head, her heart, and her uplifted consciousness. It is my pleasure to present to you Reverend Dereca Blackmon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ona. We practice in social distancing here. We even got our own mics. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate all of you. I want to welcome you to the EASTBAY Church of Religious Science. This is your home, and as Ona said, it's my home, and I'm so glad to be home. I want to just continue to lift us up and lift our spirits up with our musical inspiration. We are so blessed today to have the Reflection Trio with us. That's Sharon Henderson, it's Mark Rickey, and it's Lee Henderson. And these amazing musicians are bringing us the inspiration, the healing power that we need. We're going to get a chance to talk, but right now, let your spirit be open to this music ministry, because music, for some of us, being at home is saving our lives. Come on, Sharon. Come on, Reflection Trio. Save our lives today.
In my pain, there inside my weakness is the seed of something greater in me, and the shame of not choosing higher, and all the disappointing moments fade into God, and no mistakes have been made in God. All the ways that we seem to fail in God all fade. It all fades into God. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. A prisoner of anguish in a jail of I'm so lonely, a jail of all is lost, but the stars are shining to remind us the seed will need the darkness to change into new life, and no mistakes have been made in God. All the ways that we seem to fail in a God of faith, it all fades into God. Yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, 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 oh. In God is the gravity that holds me together. In God is the orbit in which I am spinning. I see the stars and I remember to remember. Inside my pain is the seed of my strength. In God is the gravity that holds me together. In God is the orbit in which I am spinning. I see the stars and I remember to remember. Inside my pain is the seed of my strength. In God is my life. In God is such excellence. All the ways that we seem to fail, in God they all fade. It all fades into God, and no mistakes have been made in God. All the ways that we seem to fail in God, they all fade. It all fades into God. Oh, yeah, yeah. Ooh, into God.
The Reflection Trio is here to serve us, to remind us that no matter what is going on in this world, it all fades into God. Sharon Henderson, Mark Rickey, and Lee Henderson are just reminding us that inside our pain is the seed of our strength. Thank you, Ricky Byers, for writing this song for us for such a time as this. I want to just start by offering some gratitude, because every single day we still have an opportunity, even now, to practice some gratitude. And so I want to give gratitude for Arlene and our board here at EASTBAY Church, for all of our ministers and practitioners. I want to give thanks for Ona, who set the tone for us today with our meditation and our prayer and our declaration of what it is that we believe, because right now we need to know what it is that we believe. I want to give thanks for the less than 10 people who showed up here today to make sure we were taken care of in service. So JJ has been working hard to give us awesome video, and Arlene is working on the audio, and I see my sister Deborah just showed up and said, I'm going to pray right here in the room. And we have people spread out all over this community and all over this world who are joining us today. We've got Carol and Helen who are just holding the high watch. blessing this service, blessing each and every one of us, that we provide something that for this time creates healing and a higher vibration. I'm giving thanks now for right now. Hope is holding your virtual prayer box, because your prayers are not in vain. We are praying right with you every single day in this community, and wherever we are and wherever you are, we're there. I want to give thanks now for Reverend Celeste and the work that she put into here in this East Bay community. And of course, I cannot speak a word without giving thanks for my mentor, my forever minister, Reverend Eloise Oliver. I'm so grateful for what she did to make this place my home. And of course, I'm thankful for you, because there's a whole lot of places you could be on a Sunday morning. In fact, there's about 20,000 live streams going on right now, and the fact that you chose to be with us this morning, I'm so grateful for that. Whatever time you're watching this, if it's later or if it's now, you're still with us. Your energy is with us. It's with me. Just like if you were sitting here. I can feel it, because there's only one of us in the entire universe. And if that's true, and I believe that is true, wherever you are, I am, and all is well. So I am Reverend Dereca Blackmon, and I use she and they gender pronouns, and I'd like to let you know what my gender pronouns are, because you can't tell what they are by looking at me. And that's just something that I always say as an act of allyship to my friends in the gender nonconforming community, because it's time for us to be more aware than we've ever been about the differences of the people around us, and how to be one with each other across all the differences that we see and are coming to understand. I want to tell you that it's good to be home. They say home is where the heart is, and my heart has never left East Bay Church, even when my body wasn't here. But it's good to be in this place, in this very room where spirit has been prayed up for years and years and years, and I can feel the energy that goes into this place. It's here like a receptacle for every single prayer that you're bringing, every single challenge that you're bringing. Everything is held in this sacred space, and I'm grateful to be home. See, some of you know that I left for a little while. I went off and went down to Stanford University and became a very important person, an assistant vice provost, and was head of a lot of stuff. And I was of service, and it was a beautiful thing to support our students there who were first generation and or low income. And it made me feel grateful to continue to do the work of bridging the gap of diversity and inclusion. And it was a wonderful, wonderful time. And in January, I decided that I would quit my job and take a year to travel the world. What an interesting time to make that decision. I had a big contract. I was going to 4 countries in Asia and 3 countries in Europe, and that was all planned out. In January, I went to Spain and Portugal and went to Miami and New York. I had to self-quarantine after I got back because my family was like, "We love you, but you've been on a lot of planes." And so there I was, thinking that I was going to travel the world and take time off and write, and it was so exciting. But it didn't work out exactly the way I planned. And when everything started to happen with this COVID-19, when everything started to happen with this coronavirus, when everything started to vibrate in a way that was disturbing this energetic force that we call God or spirit or nature or love, whatever you call it, just call on it. And when that started to happen, I said, it's time to go home. And so I came back here to Oakland, which is my home, to be with my people. And who knew? See, I didn't know. Y'all probably knew, but who knew? Reverend E knew that I was going to be right here at East Bay Church. So here I am. Today, our topic is of fear and faith. Now, it's very intentional. I love words. I wanted the topic to be of fear and faith, not from fear to faith. And the reason is that at such a time as this, we have a tendency to do what I call spiritual bypass. What we say is we got to stay positive and we got to be joyful and we got to use this time and be productive. And if you're on that page, God bless you. It's a wonderful thing to already have that insight that there's something for you that's bigger and broader than what's going on around you. I love that inclination. But for me, right, they called me the irreverent reverend. I looked up the word irreverent the other day, and it said a whole bunch of things about disrespectful. And I was like, ooh, maybe I should change that word. And then I looked it up on Wiktionary, the Wikipedia version, and then it said that it was saucy and challenging the status quo. I said, oh, okay, yeah, that's the part. That's what I meant. So for me, in this irreverence, when I came back to the question of what will we talk about today, I said, it's important to me that we are able to hold the fear, to look at it, to not avoid it, to not bypass it, to not shame it, to say this is the place where we are right now, but also to hold the faith. Because this is the time for us to be with each other right where we are. This is a time for us to acknowledge the reality and reach for something deeper and higher and wider than a condition. So I want to talk today about fear and faith. Because I think that's what's needed in our world today, is for us to not be higher than somebody else, but to be one with all that is. We say there's nothing outside of God, so your fear is not outside of God. There's nothing outside of God, so your faith is not outside of God. Everything is centered in whatever you name as your divine power, your higher power. Whatever it is that inspires you to feel connected, that's what we want to talk about today. So one of my favorite expressions that Reverend E uses is, ask me how I know. I love that expression because to me, it epitomizes the kind of minister she is. She is a person who speaks from testimony. She says, it's not because I read it. It's not because I heard about it. It's not because I studied it in ministerial school. I know what I teach because I lived it. I know what I teach because it created healing in my life. So today I'm going to operate from the ask me how I know principle, and I'm going to teach from my own life and my own story of fear and faith. So I want to tell you a little story about the last month and what it's been like for me. So because I was planning to travel the world, I was already a coronavirus expert. Some of you who know me well know I like to be an expert. I like, facts and figures and to be able to, come up with the thing that other people don't know. Ooh, it's not necessarily my best quality, but, it's gotten me into certain opportunities and into a little trouble. But I went straight to expert. You see, I had a plane ticket to Bali, and my plane ticket to Bali was flying through South Korea. So I was already in this space of, well, I need to know. I need to have all the facts and figures. And I started looking up things. And I was on that website. Y'all know Worldometer. A lot of y'all are on there with me looking at each country and how many tests they have and how many new people got it today. So if you started talking about coronavirus, well, I had a lot to say. I said, oh, well, let me tell you about the 0.6% in South Korea versus what happened in Wuhan. And I want to talk to you about how things started and how they might spread. And we need to be more conscious of that. I had it all figured out, right? Because I was well-read, well-educated. I was on top of things. And I really believed that this was me being able to be of service. Let me tell you some things that you may not know. It was an interesting time where I did a lot, but I didn't really feel good about it, right? And then the next wave came in this experience that we're having. The next wave that came was a wave of people that I knew getting sick. People were starting to have symptoms, and they had fevers and coughing, and there were things that were starting to happen that we hadn't even heard about. People having nausea and different things going on with their body. And that's when my knowledge, my expertise kind of shifted into wanting to be control. It's when my fear started to start and I felt like a little urgency. Listen to me. Listen to me. Don't take the NSAID. You need to take the ibuprofen. Listen, this is what Dick Gregory taught us. My dad called me. He said, Dick Gregory taught us to take the lemon and the lime peels and boil it and inhale the steam. I had a friend who was like, okay, chew a little garlic, ginger. I started being urgent. Let me help you fix it, right? Because I didn't want to not have anything to offer to the people who I love who were sick, or the people who were posting on Facebook out of fear. But see, what I didn't realize is that I was responding to fear with fear. I was on a call with all of my family, and I remember that I was saying to everybody, look, it's going to get worse before it gets better. You need to stock up on these things because you know if they took all the toilet paper, they're going to take all the medicine. And when I got off the call, I said, wow, did we pray? Did we pray on that call? And I wrote to my sister-in-law and I said, next week when we have the call, I like to start with prayer. And so I had these moments that I like to call lucidity, the moments of light when I kind of remembered my stuff and myself, and then they would fade away. So I want to share with you today something that Spirit put on my heart to share. So I have a diagnosis, and we like to talk about things around here as a diagnosis, right? Not a disorder. Because this is how people name things. It's not how I identify myself. But my diagnosis is that I'm bipolar. That's the diagnosis that I was given. And I know there's some of my friends and our family are like, oh, are you going to say that? Are you going to tell people? But the reason why is I know that in the times in my life when I have spoken the truth about the conditions that I experience, it has cut through that holier than thou-ness. It has cut through that place where people think if you stand up here on a stage with a pulpit, you can't relate to the everyday problems of the world. So experiencing this virus with that reality that I was facing, or that condition. I know religious science folks, it's not a reality, it's a condition. Okay. I'm going to hold it like fear and faith and say, this is the condition that I had been experiencing. And what that meant is through this whole thing, it was very up and down for me. It was very up and down. There were some days where I was so sad and I was sure I must have had it too. I had a scratch in my throat, and no, I didn't have a fever or a cough or anything else, but I did have a scratch in my throat. So maybe I got a mild case. There were days where I was in my self-quarantine and I was all alone. I hadn't seen another person I knew for 2 weeks, and I felt alone. I felt like everybody had somebody but me. And then the next day, right, because for me, my circumstance around the condition is that it changes up and down really fast. The next day, I'd be bright and happy. I'd be like, all right, let's be positive. Me and DJ D Nice had a good time partying with all Michelle Obama and Buju Banton. We had a ball. And so then I'd be up. And then another day, I'd be back down again. And it was rough. But as the days went on, I had these moments where I started to think about everything that I was trying to do to avoid myself, to avoid this time and what it was an opportunity for. What did Solange say? I tried to sing it away. I tried to run it away. I tried to dance it away, read it away. I tried to change it with my hair. Some of y'all know I just cut all my hair off to celebrate my 50th birthday. But it didn't work. Because I'm old school too. And Teddy Pendergrass said, wherever you go, there you are. You can't hide from yourself. Anywhere you go, there you are. And so there I was, some days sitting with my sadness and going, why? Why am I here like this at this time, feeling alone, going up and down? And the quiet, the solitude, in that space, an answer started to come. I started to imagine, what is the gift for me in this diagnosis? What is it about this up and down that makes me who I am? And I realized that it keeps me from believing that as a healer, I'm on a mountaintop, because I am right in touch with depression and how hard it is for some of us right now to just be by ourselves. I'm right in touch with the way it can be up and down, and how you could be so happy to be home with your children, and another day just wishing somebody could go on and take them somewhere, whether it's your children or your spouse or your roommate. This time, if we let it, it's going to require us to turn within. So all of my doing, it wasn't getting it. And then death started to touch me and the people that I love. Then one of my best friends lost his brother, and another good friend of mine. See, I'm from Detroit, and so many people have been lost there already. Not lost as in gone, because we believe in eternal life, but lost as in the body that I'm going to be missing. And I didn't have facts and statistics. We couldn't have a virtual Zoom party to help the folks who were in pain from that loss of the body. And I thought to myself, it's not enough. What I have to offer in this moment is not enough. What do I do? What can I give? You know, that moment when you're talking to somebody who lost somebody, you try to think about what to say or what to offer, and all you can say is my condolences and my prayers with your family and with my family. And so what happened when this death started to come into my life is I had to turn within. I had to turn to God. My friend Hunia called me and she said, "Can I ask you a question?" She said, "Do you pray for yourself?" And I said, "What?" She said, "Do you pray for yourself? Because when you pray for me, I feel it, right? But I think you need to do like the old grandmamas do, and you need to walk up and down the floor and pray for yourself." And of course, I meditate, I pray, I affirm, but not what she was talking about. What she was talking about is not just new thought. She was talking about ancient wisdom. She was talking about something on fire in your spirit. And so when death came, I turned to God. I asked people to pray for me, and God showed up, because what's that expression? If you just move a little bit in God's direction, God comes and meets you. And things started happening. People started praying for me. People started saying, "Hey, do you want to write something spiritual for this blog over here?" And then I got the call to come here. And I said, yes, absolutely. It took me 5 seconds to say yes, because I knew that was opportunity for me to be used, for me to actually bring the highest and best of what I have to offer to the world. Because like so many others before me, I turned to God. I turned within to the spirit that lives within me. I turned to that love energy, to that divine goddess energy. I turned to it, and it opened itself up to hold me. I turned to it like Pharaoh turned to it when he couldn't stand the plagues anymore. I turned to it like Mary turned to it when she lost her brother Lazarus. I turned to it like April and Patrice and Opal when they reminded us that Black lives matter. Yes, I'm going to go there because I am a spiritual activist, and here some of us are upset. But the young people we had in Oakland, we had some young people who were out and doing a sideshow. But I got news for you. Some of us have had a plague on our community for generations. Some of us had nobody care when we were dying every day by the tens and hundreds and thousands. Some of these countries in the world were prepared because they've already faced plagues. They knew exactly what to do. So don't be mad at people who are not so concerned about how you're wanting them to protect you now, because the question is, were we concerned when it was them? See, it's amazing to me how quickly we opened up the hotels for the homeless. The hotels? You know we wasn't going to open up no hotels for homeless in San Francisco in the Bay Area. But see, the problem was the least of these are contagious to us. This is the flattening of the socioeconomic curve. All of a sudden, what happens to me affects you. We are one in a way that we have never been before. And there's something in the seed of that is forever different. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine about it because I can see all kinds of good that's happening all around us. I can see the pollution that's clearing. I can see the bonding that's happening. I started cooking real good food all of a sudden. There's things that we're doing differently, that we're thinking about differently. My mother used to always say her job, good thing she didn't work for her jewelry store. She didn't work for them because she worked for God, because now is the time where we have to answer the question, what is my actual source? Is it my paycheck? Is it unemployment? What is it? See, when we turn within, we get to answer the question, what do I really believe? This is the time for people of faith. I like to say faith is not for the good times. That's what gratitude is for. Faith is for this time, right now. This is the time for us to decide what is it that we believe and what is it that we want to do with it. I sat there in that place with my hands and my heart open saying, God, what is it that you would have me do? And it was so clear. It was so clear so quickly. And that's the invitation that I make to each and every one of us right now. As you sit with yourself, with your family, with your loved ones, not as you sit in front of Zoom all day. I know some of us are zoomed out, right? But as you sit, as we like to say, in the midnight hour, and we face the news every day that Reverend Michael used to call your prayer requests, right? When you open up that phone, that television, I'm just going to suggest to you that 80% of what you're seeing on the television is not news. Find a different source. Don't let that just come into you without any kind of filter. There's other ways to get information, and the information that you want the most is inside you, because that is the seed of your faith. That is the seed that can grow into something that is uniquely yours to give to the planet right now. So I'm going to invite you to do what I really didn't decide to do. It was decided for me. I surrendered. I surrendered. Because that moment when I didn't know what to do, that was the sweet spot. I didn't have it all figured out because I got degrees and positions and experience and respect and love. I didn't have it figured out because of any of that. I still don't have it figured out, but I surrendered and said, I don't know. Maybe there's something greater than me that knows what I'm for right now, that knows what I have to give right now. And I believe that whatever's true for me is true for you. It's true for all of us. So there's something in us that knows what is ours to do right now. And I'm going to just invite you, after you surrender, to focus on that. Focus on you. What is your gift? What is your talent? What thing might have been buried and left on the back burner and not given an opportunity to live and breathe and thrive if you hadn't just sat down? You've been sat down. We've been sat down. Now is a time for creativity. Now is a time for us to think new thoughts. Now is a time for us to plant a seed that allows us to be with our fear. Be with it. Because the only way over it is through. So we're going to sit in that fear and wait. They sometimes call fake it till you make it. That's not what I believe. I believe that the truth is, it's the fear that's not powerful. The faith is more powerful than that. And so if we sit in it, the answers, the insight, the opportunity, the comfort, the peace that we seek is in us. And so I'm just going to invite you to surrender and to focus and then to act. How can you be of service? Yes, we could curse the darkness where our government and our billionaires haven't provided the masks and the ventilators and the hospital that they built in China in 10 days. I could focus on that. Or I could focus on what it is that I could do. No, we shouldn't have to sew masks, but we can. I can focus on what it is that I can do to make a difference. Maybe it's time to call somebody, right, that we haven't talked to in a long time. Or forgive somebody that we thought we would never speak to again. Maybe it's time for that dream we had of creating something musical or artistic or scientific or just beautiful. Maybe it's that time to help somebody else. Maybe it's that time to just heal ourselves. That old wound that we've been carrying, that inner child that's been waiting for us to pay attention to the pain that it experiences and to realize there's nothing to do but be with it and connect to the faith that got us to this moment through, I don't know about your life, but through a whole lot. So in this time, I'm just going to invite us to be used. And I'm going to invite the reflection trio back to us so that we can pray into this space where God is willing to use us and we are willing to be used because God is ready. The Spirit is ready. The divine energy, the goddess, nature, love, it's ready to use us. The question is, are we ready to be used? So as they say in Robert's Rules, I'm going to call for the question and invite the reflection trio to bring us another amazingly powerful song from our Agape family and Ricky Byers. Use me.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. I used to think God was the sun, God is the sun, but God does so much more than the earth or the stars or all of creation. God is creator, all and all, needing us to shine its light as me, as you. So use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do.
And just join me as we turn within. I'm old school. I come from my great-grandmother's church where they used to have something called altar call, and everybody would come down to the front and they say, take your problems to the Lord and leave them there. So I want to create a virtual altar right now for all of us So whether you type it into the chat box or you call the church on the prayer line and let us hold the high consciousness for you, I just want to invite in that Holy Spirit, that divine energy. I just want to recognize the power of God, the living Spirit Almighty that is known by so many names. It's called Jah and Yahweh and Allah. It is balanced in the God and Goddess and two-spirit energy. It is Shakti and Shiva, and it's embodied in the Prophet Muhammad and the Buddha and in the Jesus, the Christ. It's governed by the laws of Ma'at, and it sustains me. It is bigger than this thing we call coronavirus. It's bigger than this fear mongering that comes through our television. It's bigger than the fear that shakes and quakes me in the night. It's bigger than the predictions of who's going to die when and how bad it's going to be. It's bigger than a political party or a figurehead. It's bigger than our hatreds. It is embodied in our love. It is embodied in the belief and the knowing in the faith that there is something more powerful than all of this, that there is good, that it is always at work regardless of appearances, and this good is available to me. This good is connected to me. This good is the truth about who I am regardless to what's going on around me. This truth is the little small voice inside me that knows when I don't. And so I speak my word now, and I declare that there is a balm in Gilead, that there is a healing upon us now in our homes, in our hearts, in our families, in our communities, in our nation, in our world. There's a healing that's taking place, and it's revealing ourselves. It's revealing itself to us every single day if we just give it our full attention. If we sit with the fear and look for what is greater, what is healing us. All the old wounds that we have an opportunity now to bring them to the altar and leave them there. All the new fears that are coming up for us, oh, thank you. Thank you for the evidence that the old way is dying. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to do something different. Thank you for the chance to look into the face of my loved ones and say, let's move past the hurt. To look at my children, my spouse, my roommate, my coworkers, look in the mirror and say, I see God in you, regardless to what happened before today. I see it because I am it. I am that power that transforms everything. Where two or more are gathered, touching and agreeing, anything that they speak can be changed. So I'll be your tool. I'll do it. Our practitioners will do it. Our consciousness, our community will do it. And so I touch and agree with you that whatever you ask for is provided. Not provided by a figure in the sky, but provided by the figure in you, the power in you, the nature in you, the love in you, the God in you, the divine in you. That's what's providing the change. That's what's providing the guiding light. It's your radiant faith. It's that you could touch the hem of his garment and be healed. You didn't need to do something, perform something, be productive. You didn't have to do anything except be. Be the divine child of the divine universe that you already are, that we already are. Because I know it's true about me, and whatever's true about me is true about each and every one of us. And so I just surrender myself. I place my whole self on this altar, and I say to God, just use me. I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. So I give thanks for this moment, and I let go of this prayer. I let go of my idea that I know what to do and I know how to fix it and I know what to say. I let go. I surrender. And I just lean into the everlasting arms of the one that created me and everyone else around me. I pray for those that spitefully use me. I pray for those that have come to the front lines and said, I will go and heal the people. I will go and feed the homeless. I will go with a garbage bag and be a healer and be a servant. I will go. So I release this word to the perfect activity of the law, which must perform that which I declare, because like the soil, I place the mustard seed of my faith in the soil. I don't know how it works. I know it works. I know that whatever I say, I believe I planted in that soil, and all of a sudden, the thing comes to fruition. So plant your seed. Plant your seed in the soil and say, Lord, use me. Divine Goddess, use me. Natural Spirit, use me. Universe, love, use me. Use me. And so it is. Ashe.
Use me, oh God, I stand for you, and here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. All that I'm saying is, come on, use me. And here I'll abide as you show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do. Show me all that I must do.
The Reflection Trio, Sharon Henderson, Mark, Ricky, and Lee Henderson, wherever you are, send them your love, send them your energy, send them your gratitude, because I don't know about you, but I feel better. I feel better. Thank you. Thank you, Reflection. I appreciate you so much. So it's our time for gracious giving, and I'm excited about that because I know some of us have been sitting at home going, okay, I want to help. How can I help? And I want you, whether you've been here 30 years or it's your first time even hearing of the East Bay Church, to be a part of something, somewhere that is making a difference in the world. So perhaps your part is to request prayer. We have practitioners who pray every day without ceasing. We have a midweek meditation that goes on Tuesday through Friday from 12:30 to 1. We have healing circles that are happening on Tuesday and Thursday. This Tuesday and Thursday being Zoom. We have the Wednesday night service, the Sunday service, food angels who are providing food. We have folks here who are helping the homeless. We are going to still have our spring classes online, and our office is here. Go to EBCRS.org, East Bay Church of Religious Science, EBCRS.org, or call the office at 510-420-1003. Or go to Facebook, where hopefully you are right now, or YouTube, and you'll get all the information about who we are and where we are. And hopefully you'll feel inspired to help us continue this ministry. We are planning something so awesome for Easter. And I want us to be able to continue to serve and to support our musicians who give so graciously of their time and who, for some of them, haven't had as many opportunities. I want us to be able to support our tech people, but I want us to be able to better support our homeless folks who we've been serving for decades with our love and our heart. And if you want to be a part of what's happening here, you can give 4 different ways: online at www.ebcrs.org, or you can text the word EASTBAY, EASTBAY, to 50155. I believe this is all on your screen. Yes, JJ, which is good, so then I don't have to stutter over words. 4130 Telegraph, Oakland, California, 94609 is our address. And you can do recurring giving, which is an opportunity to say, I'm committed to helping this ministry sustain and grow even in a time like this, at our website, EBCRS.org. So I'm going to invite Reflection to just sit with us as we continue to think about how we might serve And they're, I always ask for an old school song. And Sharon is right on the same page, right, with her beautiful spirit and energy. And she said, how about You Can't Be God-Given? I said, ooh, where is my grandma right now? I'm going to just pray for her right where she is. She's actually on a ventilator. And yours might be too. So this is our time to give. And remember, you can't be God-given. Your offering right here, but just give somewhere. Give of your time and your talents and your tithe. Just find something that you believe in. I promise you it's gonna feel good to do something for somebody else right now. To just not focus so much on ourselves and our fears. Just focus on an opportunity to give. I'm grateful that you were here with us today. I'm grateful, and take it down, I just want to close us. Just close us with prayer. Mother, Father, Two-Spirit God, I give thanks for this service today, and I just ask that it touch someone wherever they are, whether they are in celebration of the joyous revelation that this quiet home-based time has been, whether they are in fear and looking for a way through, whether they are in prayer for a loved one who is sick or who has made their transition to just being divine energy, whatever is going on, I just ask that you bless this service and that it be sent out and multiplied to inspire, to heal, to provide a hopefulness in this world today. And I just release whatever technical difficulties. I know JJ is on top of it. I release whatever expectations you had of what this ought to look like. I let go of my expectations, your expectations, and I trust God to do what God has been doing since before I was an idea in the mind of my parents. I let go and I let it be. And we're going to move into the energetic music inspiration that Sharon and Reflection Trio have for us to close us out. We're going to move into our closing song, and I just invite you right where you are to dance along, sing along, be uplifted, and rejoice, because it's our time to practice what it is we believe. Thank you for being with me. I'm Reverend Dereca, and this is the East Bay Church of Religious Science, and you are with us right where you are. Reflection Trio, Sharon Henderson, Mark Rickey, and Lee Henderson, take us home.
Ooh, yeah, yeah. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. And I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything power. God gives me everything I need. And I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Joy, God is my joy. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything